Okay, it's Sunday morning. It is now 10. No, it's not 10. It's still early. 8:31. How that thing saying? Oh, it's still saying. It's 8:31. Um, I just came across some information called deep fake videos. And what they are doing is taking the image of one person's face and putting it on somebody else. And I really do believe this is what they are doing to us. Taking our face and putting it on somebody that's doing some type of criminal. Something very, very criminal and disgusting. And making it look like it's us. And they're taking this to these community watch me. That's why you can get a whole neighborhood to come against you. That's why you can come out and get a whole city to come against you. And I just have this feeling that they got me on video because when I went to the sleep apnea doctor, he was looking at this. He was looking at his computer for a long time, and I was just getting this weird feeling. And then he said something about me coming in through my back door. And if you know anything about going in through the back door, that's your rectum. I don't have sex in my rectum. And I remember when I first moved to Fayetteville, and I went to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And they were this couple that, but they won't. I don't know if they were a couple, but I think this guy, he looked like a guy I had talked to on the internet one time. And he told me he was moving to, I can't believe it was, if he said New Mexico or Mexico. But he was in it, that was him in the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And he was saying that his mama stayed with him. But it was him, it was this lady looked like an older lady, and a young boy. I actually could hear before I even got into the thing. I hear him saying, "What did he say? Somebody said something about somebody is backslid." I hadn't even walked in, got in the place yet. That happened to me twice. Actually, it happened to me more than twice, where I was walking in a place and somebody else started talking about somebody backslid, and but they backslid if they slid, if they even Christian. Because if you a part of this gang stalking, you's not a Christian because Jesus don't do that. And I can tell it to somebody else. You are the Antichrist. Anyway, they was talking, and then I could hear the lady say they get her there too. So and I think people that know me know this video is out. I do believe, but they won't tell you because they getting paid off of you too. They getting money because they gang stalkers too. So they're not gonna tell you what they doing and what they got out there. Then they sent this little girl. That was really bothered me, the little girl part, because I I have kept children. I'm not gonna hurt nobody's child. I take care of people's children. When these young women or these women on crack, they have these babies out here. Two I actually took in was Shamik and Vaughn. And Vaughn need me now because somebody called me. People calling me. Social service called me and had me to ask me to keep Vaughn. And so I did, because we've been keeping Vaughn since Vaughn was born, off and on until her daddy died and her mama started getting a check for it. Then she got her. which Vaughn was one. We had Vaughn all that time. Cause she come get Vaughn, but she was held that baby out there in the street begging for money. And I told her to stop doing it. I said, if you wanna beg for money, you can Vaughn get you a job and put your picture in it and show Vaughn a picture. Instead of having Vaughn out there for somebody to rape or kill her, but somebody was molesting this child. What I should have did, but I was scared they would put her in foster care or something. But what I should have did was call the police. That's what I should have did. Cause she brought Vaughn back to me twice, and Vaughn's little private part was swollen, and I should have called the police and got the police involved. But then I don't know what would have happened. But social service got, and I told them, they started acting funny toward me as though I did something wrong. So when they gave her back to her crackhead mama, and then they're gonna ask me, well, if we need you again, can we call on you? No, no, you can't call on me. No, when you gonna start acting funny toward me, no, ma'am, you can't call on me because I don't know why y'all acting funny toward me. At that time, I didn't know I was being gangster. So I knew something was going on, but I didn't, because I was feeling weird. There was a strange feeling on me that I couldn't shake. And people coming around me talking about private stuff that, they had no business knowing nothing about. Just a lot of crazy stuff, just like what's going on now. And but from what I'm hearing, Vonna need me, but it's been, how old was Vonna the last time I hear Vonna? I think Vonna maybe about 4 or 5. It's been years now since they took her and gave her back to her crackhead. She not even in North Carolina now. But somebody called me and said that they saw them walking up down the street. The mama still using her to beg for money and said Vonna hair looked like it hadn't been combed in a year. And it's bothering me because I would buy Vonna clothes from J.C. Penney's and the Oshkosh, however you say that. Them the type of clothes I brought for that child. Just like I would buy for my children, I brought for her. I kept her little hair washed. I kept her skin washed. I check ties. Well, I'm gonna check ties anybody child. If they doing wrong, I'm gonna check ties. And I kept her in little dresses. We took good care of her just like she was blood kin. So somebody called me and was telling me they saw her and they paid for them a room where they were staying in the motel. And then she was asking about me, but I don't want to deal with the mom. I don't even know if I can handle Bonner because see, somebody told me that Bonner be cussing and stuff. We had her as a baby. She was maybe, I don't know, she was some months old when we got her because my daughter went with Bonner mama brother, and the grandmama put the mama out, and then she didn't want the baby there either. So my daughter was staying with them, so she came back home and brought the baby, and we just fell in love with her. We took good care of her for social service to get her back to her crackhead mama. People on drugs, you can't just, if they're out there doing whatever, and then you put them in a safe place, and then you're gonna take them out the safe place and give them back to the crackhead mama. Now this is what social service did. See the people that whoever it was that gave them my phone. I was trying to figure out how they know I know Vonna. Cause after Vonna daddy died and the mama started getting social security for her, she took Vonna back. And see, we didn't have no legal rights to Vonna, so we couldn't keep her. And then they were staying in the motel. How they got up with, I don't know who turned her in about Vonna, and they wanted me to keep her. And I didn't know how they know that I knew of Vonna. Because I'm not a foster care or nothing like that. So when they called me, I told them, yeah, I'll keep her. they brought Bonner to me. And it's probably this gang stalking crap with these people telling lies. Why they took Bonner out of a safe home and gave her back to her crackhead mama. Now she even in school, walking up down the street with her mama. I don't even know how old Bonner is now. Because I've been here 6 years. Bonner may be 12, 11, 12, between 11, 12, and 13. And she dealing with her mama. I don't know. I don't even know. Because Bonner might get here and might want to whoop me. you know, you have to be careful how you just take people house. But Bonner, she want a bad child, but she could be stubborn and hard headed. You know. But she just been on my mind. Even before this woman called me and told me that she saw her, I would be thinking about her. Because the little boy that we kept, Shamik, he was in an explosion. Um, what happened with him? We got him too when he was just a baby. And the mama didn't even know us. She know us now, but she didn't know us when we started keeping Shamik. Um, a girl that was friends of my daughter came over to the house, and he was so cute. And I said, "Y'all let us keep him sometime." And the mama brought him to us, and we just kept him from there. She'll come get him a day or two and bring him back. Every time she bring him back, he'd be sick. Cause they trailer. It was cold in that place, and he caught an ear infection. And I kept telling them they need to come take this baby to the doctor. Cause I ain't had no rights to him. And cause he kept pulling his ear, and I could tell this child got an earache. And they never would. They never. I ended up taking it. And I took my bill money and brought him some clothes. And I think that made it daddy. Something happened. I don't know. I don't want to just put something out there in the air, but I really do believe. I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna say. But anyway, I went to where the daddy was, and I told him that I need to take Shamik to the hospital because he got an ear infection. I had been telling them to do it, and they wouldn't do it. And cause he didn't have no clothes. It's this winter time. Got him with a t-shirt and a depends. So I took my bill money. I brought him some clothes. I brought him some diapers and a coat. I did the same with Ivana. I brought Ivana a coat too, and I took him to the hospital. And because I didn't know the mama name, all I knew her name was Gina. I didn't know if her name was Oxidine, Lotley. She's an Indian girl. The daddy black, the baby, the mama was Indian. And I didn't know. All I knew her name was Gina. I didn't even know the daddy whole name either. And so when I took her to the hospital, they asked me all them questions. I didn't know it. They wouldn't treat him. So the daddy came to my house looking for me, and my daughter told him where I was. So he called the hospital and gave them permission to treat him. So I I paid for the hospital bill and the prescription and stuff. So the hospital called social services, not me. No, no, I'm lying. I found out through his girlfriend. The daddy girlfriend is the one that told me he called social service. I was thinking the hospital might have called social service. The girlfriend told me that it was him, the daddy, called social services and it was reported the mama. Reported the mama. So they thought I was the one called social services. Social service came to their house. And so they called me. They lived in Fairmount. I lived in Lumberton. So they called me and asked me could I get them a ride from Fairmount to Lumberton to take him to the hospital because he was sick again. And so I did. I paid this dude to take me to Fairmount to pick them up and bring them back to Lumberton. And then he had to take them back to Fairmount after we left the hospital. And see, that's the type of stuff that I did for me to get accused by social services. So that's when the mama told me that the daddy told them that I was the one called social services. I said I didn't call social services. I did at the time. I still didn't know it was the daddy that called social services. But then I found out he the one told them that I the one called social services. And like I told her, I don't even know y'all last name. I don't know y'all address. I don't know nothing to tell social services. I wouldn't even call social services. For what? For them to take him from me? I had him. It's like I had Bonner. But they kept taking them children from me. When I'm taking good care of the kids, I'm making sure these kids are safe. So they took Charmaine, and the aunt was keeping him, and she was burning fire. And she was at the car talking to some dude, but she had some kind of cans in the fire, and they exploded and got Charmaine and her little boy. But Charmaine got the worst, but Charmaine died. I didn't even go to the funeral. I was so upset. I was really upset. But it wasn't the mama fault. It was daddy's fault because I do believe something that was happening that he wanted to get them away from, get them away from me, so I wouldn't see what was going on. So I would. He looked bad. I didn't know the joke was on. He was on drugs. I didn't know he was on drugs, and then I didn't know he messed with men. I found that out too. So he must go both ways. Hmm. If he were doing what I think he was doing, I hope he rot in hell. I do. I hope he rot slam in hell. That's why he wanted to get that child away from me. See, I didn't have no legal rights. That's why I said I won't keeping nobody else's children. Not have no legal rights for me to take care of them, and then they just could just come pick them up and take them away. And I think this is what the police might be trying to say, that I'm doing something to these kids. Because why would the people send that child to my back door? If I hadn't been looking out the window and saw the adult, but I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. It was a tall person. Their head kind of held maybe right here or something. I can remember because it's been some years ago. I, when we first, I don't know if it was when we first moved out the next year, but I can't find. They wiped it off of my computer, all the way off. And the woman that stayed in that brown house, she actually came to the back door when they knocked that fence down. Came over to the house. It looked like she had black gums or something was going on with them gums. But anyway, my video didn't get her either because they know how to not let they knew how to manipulate my cameras through the cable people. and the police and the security people. The security people hacks your phones too, your stuff. After you don't pay all that money for to be secure, and you got the security people being hackers too. So I think that's what they got eye on me. Because why were they seeing a child and the person hid? That's why I didn't open the door for the child. Because I saw the person hiding. They're gonna see the child and she had a little dog with her. And she knocked on the door and I didn't answer the door and then she walked back. I actually had two videos, the cameras, because I had two cameras on a camera on this end of the house and a camera on that end of the house. Both of them video. All of it's gone. I don't have no videos of that. It's like I got some important papers missing too, where they broke in my house. When I went well broke in my sister's house. When I went to my house, we had a dinner at my house from one of my grandchildren, and they had been there. They were there up in the ceiling, but they had been in the house because I didn't leave the light off, the light on. When we come back home, the light was on, and when I went back home to get something that they had left, I opened the door to the garage from the kitchen, and there was a place up in the ceiling, the crawl space where they can go up and work on the electrical. It slammed down, and the motion light was already on when I opened the door. When I opened that door, that motion light was already on. But when I first walked in the door, I said, I didn't leave this light on. See, they be all in your house, and I got important papers missing. And by them watching everything I do, they knew exactly where to go and get it. Like the first police that attacked me, that because I called him because someone was cutting symbols in our side, everywhere they would see me, he was cutting symbols, and that's gone because it got his name on it. He had to give me a police report. He the only one of the three police I called that gave me a police. No, the woman gave me one too, but her is gone too. Her is gone. The only thing I saw that's left was the report where the woman ran over the fence. That's how I knew their name. And that's how I knew the Smith woman name because when she called the police, she told her name, and that's how I know their last name is Smith. But she told her whole name. I can't remember if she said Peggy. I wrote it down though, but I got to figure out where I wrote it down at. But their last name is Smith, and I still got that paper, but I don't have none of the police reports. I called by that dude uh, cutting in the cement. I got pictures of it though. I got pictures. But the female cop, she didn't attack me. It was the two males. The last one was from the sheriff department. She told me, well, if he cut and you see me again, call the sheriff department. And so that's what I did. And he attacked me. It was something I couldn't see. I couldn't see it, but it was so. It felt like a bunch of bugs hit me. That's what it felt like both times. But the first one was a white guy, and the second guy he was Spanish or something. And his cousin stayed out there too, like 4 houses from me. But these people know how to make something fly and hit you, because the people that kept messing with me across the street, I think he was the one teaching them how to do this stuff. Comes from their hand. They could wave their hand and something will fly and hit you. I'm in the back of, because the first house we had a screened-in porch. I'm in the back. Something came and started hitting me. I'm in the back in the screened-in porch. It was hitting. You could see the dents when it would hit the siding. You'll see it dent, like a milk carton or something like that. You can see it. It'll dent it. Whatever it was that was hitting me. Sometimes I just go outside and start singing to the Lord, or praying to the Lord or something, just to be outside. But they didn't want to hear that. Especially if I spoke in tongues. The guy across, now he way across the street, not right in front of us, but beside the house right in front of us. And I would be on my knees praying in tongues. Then I hear them, the people that stayed beside me, him and another, the guy that I think was the lady's son, and they'll be out there saying, I'm talking in another language. And he came over there a few times when I'm praying in tongues, and I could the guy, the woman's son didn't stay there, not the one that drove the blue truck. And I could hear him say, 'cause I knew their voices, and I could hear him say, "Man, she praying, man, she praying." How you know what I'm doing? How you know that my voice is even saying anything when you stay way across on the other side of the road? I'm inside the house. I'm not screaming loud enough. I'm just on my knees praying in the inside the house, boys. That's why I'm telling y'all people, these people got monitors set up in their house like they watching TV, but they watching us. How he know that I'm praying in tune? And he had an issue because he couldn't understand what I'm saying. And the guy, but they could hear me. I can't figure out how they hear me outside. I'm not praying out loud. I'm just praying in tunes. But they had something where they could hear me. Because the dude kept saying, she praying, man. Because he said it out loud. She praying, man. She praying. And they have a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. And the dude telling him she's praying. He just couldn't understand what I was saying. Somebody would ask for traveling in there too. Because I would hear them when they came in. Either they were coming in or they were leaving. And there was something tapping on the walls. The first night we moved there, though, I'm gonna built on something else. But the first night we moved in that house, there was something in there. It was black. Whatever it was like a black round circle. And so me and my grandson, I don't even know what we were going to do. But we didn't, I don't even know if we ever did it. Um, we were walking toward the kitchen and the blinds just started swinging from side to side. And we both stopped. Anytime something like that, I'm not just gonna run. I'm getting ready to go in war mode. And that's what I did. I started going binding and casting and loosing. And I got my anointing oil, started anointing the house. Then I didn't never see that no more. But something started tapping on the walls. I don't know what that was. I started binding it up, whatever you are. I bind up these bad spirits and I loose you out of this house. Cast you. Tell it where to go and bind it. They don't come back. We don't. I don't know why these witches is want to bother me. I don't bother witches. I keep my distance. from witches. I don't want to be bothered with a witch, but they keep coming, staying beside me. I don't know why I'm attracted to witches. I don't bother witches, and I don't want witches bothering me. But they just keep doing. They just, Lord, this dude, he's a root worker. He actually, I don't know if he was working the roots or he had this other dude that was working for him because he was working for my landlord. So he had some guys coming, helping him do the work or whatever. And every time I would cut the grass, I cut my own grass and rake the yard. I go out there, they got pine cones and tree limbs and roots where they done pulled up from somewhere, laid out there. So I won't go touch it with my hand. So I brought something where I can just click onto it and drag it on the side of the road. And the girls down the about 2 or 3 houses down from me, they started picking them. They started picking them because I would always see what they did. They even took some dirt. So I guess that was dirt from the graveyard and poured it on my back porch. I took pictures of all this stuff. I got the roots, all this stuff, everything I'm telling you, I took pictures of it. And you could hear her laughing and picking at them. So he took some shingles and put it on top of the house, at the edge of my house. So I couldn't get that down. And they were there for him to peek at him. So he decided he was gonna fix me. I won't be able to take them shingles off. But I tried to pay somebody to take the shingles off. I couldn't get nobody. I tell you, you can't get men to do nothing for you. They just pitiful. Just pitiful. But they want to be gazing in your face and coming sitting up around you and stuff. But they ain't hitting on 2 cents. A lot of them men. Just that's why I'm saying I really need my son, and the devil took him from me. I'm seeing him. I brought me some. I thought I was buying 2 lamps. That was a hide behind lamp. I thought I was getting two. It was just one, but I was to get my nugget as a pretty lamp. But I ordered. I'm trying to fix this house. I said I was gonna go ahead and decorate. But we've been up here for 6 years. Now my house, I got decoration and stuff. But her house, I didn't really decorate because she never was a decorator, And so the first house, it was a nice house, but I didn't decorate in there either. I didn't do much decorating, and because she didn't have a lot of decoration and stuff, and I have it at my house, but I didn't have it. I didn't buy nothing, and so the house we just left, I didn't do much decorating there either. So I said, this house here, I'm gonna decorate if I'm gonna be here. If I'm gonna be here, but last night I ordered a coffee table and an end table and a rug because I got that beautiful lamp. I just pray nobody don't break it. I love that lamp. That thing is so pretty. I'm gonna have to show you. Put it on palm. This is it. If you see it in person, you see the colors that's in it. It is so much prettier than I realized. I'm gonna try to get another one. And then it had the bulbs to come with it, and it had those type of bulbs. If the lights go off, these light bulbs here still burn because they run by battery. I thought I had ordered some of these bulbs. While was trying to, I had them on hold or something so when I get the money because they'll still burn for so many hours after the lights go off. And you can take the wood that I want to order. I'm trying to think that I ordered, I can't remember. But anyway, the other bulbs, this piece come with it, and you can take it and put it on the bulb and walk around like it's a flashlight. That's the type of bulbs these are. But I love this lamp. It is so pretty. But I thought I was ordering two, and I didn't know it was this big. I thought it was short and two of them, but it's just this one big one. I love pretty lamps. I had brought some antique lamps. I still got one of them. I broke the other boy with that. I opened the door. I was moving, taking my stuff out of storage. I'm extremely careful with my lamps. And I opened the door for something, and the lamp just rolled right on down. Clock. Boy, I mean, I hollered out loud. I was so hurt. That thing hurted me. 'Cause I had two of them. It's hard to find really nice antique lamps that I like. My taste. This is my taste. I love this here. And then it go along with my curtains. I should have brought them curtains on over here. They're at the other house still. I got to bring all my curtains from over there and bring them over here and put them up. Cause I got blue and white, and that's what color this is. This is like a cream color though. This cream and white, kind of like a greenish yellow tint to it or something. It's just pretty. That's a pretty lamp. Way prettier than I thought it was. I only brought it because of the colors, so to go along with my curtains. So I'm gonna put some stuff on the walls. Um, I ordered some those little stencils like a tree, stuff like that. I ordered some stuff like that so that way I don't have to be doing a whole lot of putting holes in the wall with the nails, picture nails. I want stuff on the walls, and I ordered like blue flowers. I think I'm gonna put on this, but I still got that picture. I got a picture with my sister. We both had got those pictures of Jesus, taking Jesus off the cross, but that's the only you don't find pictures where you see Jesus alive after he had risen. But he's not on the cross. They were taking him off the cross. But I had the picture first, and then my sister went and got it. And see, that's how she would do me. And I never would get me with her or say anything. Um, when I buy things, she'll go get it, go to the store and get it. But if I did that to her, she'll call me a copycat. Like me and her went shopping on Christmas. I had the bag and I showed it to you. That's the type of person I am. If I don't care about you buying what I buy. So I went and I showed her the pocketbooks. And so she got one, I got one. Then she gonna call me a copycat. I said, how you gonna call me a copycat? And I ate it first. I'm the one showed it to you. But that's how I do. I don't have no problem. Now I have a problem with if okay, like this one time. Me and this lady, we had went to this antique place, and I didn't have the money to buy it. So I put it on layaway. How did I find it in her house? She had it here. She must have forgot she had it here. She might have wanted me to see it in her house. But anyway, I didn't say a word. When I saw she had it hid in her bathroom. She had a bunch of stuff that hid up in that bathroom. I didn't say nothing. But if you wanted it, you could have said something. That would be trying to buy, go get it, and then hide it. I reckon I don't talk enough for now. These- I reckon y'all be looking at me saying I'm crazy, but I just have a lot on my mind. I have nobody else to talk to. My cousin, I do call her sometimes, but I don't be wanting to. She don't understand what I'm going through. She will listen. She the only one that will listen to me if I shutting me down, telling me to shut up. I don't want to hear that or whatever. She will listen. Sometimes that's all you need, just somebody to listen, whether they believe you or not. You know, they don't have to believe, but just let you talk. Sometimes we just need to talk. That's it. Whether a person believes us or not. I don't know if she believes me or not, but she might be being gangsta herself because she told me she could hear this sound in her head. What that sound like to us? Being gangsta. And she lived right beside me where I used to live, our family home, where I first started getting gangsta. I started getting gangsta back in the 80s that I knew of. Because it could go back to my childhood because there's some weird stuff happened to me in my childhood, in my teenage years too. This woman tried to run over me. I um I was going across the street and I tripped over my pant leg, and the woman speeded up. Some white lady. She speeded. If I hadn't, I'm telling you, if I hadn't jumped up when I did, that woman would have killed me. Cause she speeded up and she didn't slow down afterwards. If I hadn't just had red fast reflex and jumped up like I did, she'd have ran my little behind over. I was a teenager. Can't remember how old I was before my mama died. My mama died when I was 16. 16 years old. I turned 16 in July. She died in November. Thanks, right at Thanksgiving. I can't remember if it was the day before Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving. We was getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner. And we had just came from the grocery store, so I'm wondering did somebody do something to her? Cause we was coming from the grocery store, and she stopped and started talking to a cousin of mine and Mr. Pete Deep. And so they were we lived on the next block. So I went on home. I guess I took whatever mama had brought and took it to the house. By the time I got in the house good, my cousin came and knocked on the door and said, "Your mama fell," like that. And I ran and she was trying to tell me something, but her mouth was crooked. I'm just wondering, did somebody do something to my mama? Did they attack my mama with this technology? I'm just wondering, how long have these people been killing people? How long has the sheriff, the Masonic people, our government has been killing off our people? And that's what I'm wondering. This not just started with us. These people, a lot of this stuff started back in the 40s. No, the 50s. They brought the scientists here in the 40s, but they actually started doing the MK Ultra mind control in the 50s, and that's where all this other stuff is stemming now from. MK Ultra mind control. You can actually probably look it up, because I've seen something where these scientists were actually shocking children, these were little children, maybe 7 or 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, giving them electric shock. Our government brought the people from Germany. And you tell me, these politicians for us, do they care anything about us? Not nothing. Biden talk about giving these people that's coming from somewhere else all this money when we here in America. Y'all stop the people from working. Y'all the one the cause of the people over something that y'all created. COVID-19 man-made disease, virus, or whatever you want to call it. This is some crap that they conjured up a while ago, and then they just starting to bring it to the fact. Then they're gonna give you something that's for the cure. I mean, really, you're gonna create something to kill the people, then you're gonna give us something to cure it. I mean, really, still bringing got them evil mad scientists. That's what's going on. Mad politicians, mad scientists, mad doctors. Hmm. These people is sick, sick, sick.